When the WNBA launched in 1997, their initial campaign was We Got Next. Today, Pass the Ball answers the question, who's next, in the return of the Who's Next All-American Games, held at Maranatha Christian Academy, a tie-in with the Women's Final Four in Minneapolis. We have two games coming your way. The first game features some under-the-radar players, but plenty of Division I talent in the roster. It's Team Empowerment versus Team Inspire. Several Minnesotans are in the field. Greetings, everyone. I'm Mike Beaton, and with this being a national high school all-star event, it's too big for just one announcer, so we're joined by Rudy Ruffin and Latoya Turk. Rudy from Rep Girls Hoops, and Latoya, you know her from our broadcast as well. Rudy, Latoya, what excites you most about this game? We've got 39 top athletes from around the country, one from Canada, several in the ESPN W100. The list of achievements goes on and on.
That's just it. I'm excited to see some elite level, top level athletes play in Minnesota.
You know, we've been so spoiled here because Minnesota's quite the hotbed for sports right now. We have some amazing players of our own. You know, Hopkins, Como Park, we got an All-American in the fold. But now we get to see 40 of the top players in the country. And when I say basketball is in the air, basketball is in the air today.
It certainly is. And some of the Minnesota players involved in this game include Ronnie Porter, KK Asberry from Como Park, Grace Massaquoi, Holy Angels, Nevaeh Hughes, White Bear Lake, Hannah Herzig from the 3A state champions, Tino Grace Eagles. And I know they're all excited to mix it up with some of the best in the country.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Hannah Herzig after she just won her 3A championship game. She played her best basketball, and I think she deserves to be here.
You know, it's like, man, where did she come from?
Yeah.
We watched her grow up in the gym, as with so many of the other girls from Minnesota that are here tonight. We've watched them, and so this is just like the icing on the top of the cake for them to close out their senior year.
And of course, they'll be joined by some of the best around the country, including this year's Miss Basketball Wisconsin, Cameron Pepler. Of course, there are too many names to list in this Open, but who are you excited to see? Because for us three, we might get to see some of these kids in AAU season, but this is the first time we get to see a lot of them up close and personal.
I know it's a Minnesota bias, but I'm really excited to see Ronnie Porter after she just signed with Wisconsin. I think she's going to have an extra pep in her step, and she's still kind of on the low from losing that section or state quarterfinal game. So I'm excited to see her kind of play against the best and see where she's going to kind of fit in.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be unfair and choose multiple players. You know, I have a bias for Como Park, so KK Asberry and Ronnie Porter, of course. And also yesterday during warm-ups, I saw Nia grab the rim, so I'm going to see what she's going to do tonight. And then also there's a young lady from Jonesboro, Arkansas by the name of Hardaway. I'm from Arkansas, so I went and chatted with her a little earlier, and I'm interested to see how she holds down that point guard position.
That would be Ereauna Hardaway, a Class 5A state champion from Arkansas. We're going to have plenty of time to discuss the accolades, but first, we're going to introduce you to the athletes who will take part in Team Empowerment versus Team Inspire. We're back in a moment.
My name is Bailey Maupin. I'm from Texas. I go to Gruver High School, and I will be attending Texas Tech University next year. And my favorite player is Kobe Bryant.
Hi, my name is Ashton Judd. I'm a power forward. I attend West Plains High School in Missouri. I'm going to the University of Missouri, and my favorite player is Sue Bird.
My name is Taylor Henderson. I'm a guard. I go to Winston-Salem Christian School. I will be attending University of Wilmington, and my favorite player of all time is Tiffany Mitchell.
I'm Ariana Hardaway. I'm point guard. I go to Jonesboro High School. I'm going to University of North Texas, and my favorite player is Jason Tatum.
My name is Aislin Malcolm. I'm a guard. I go to Chartiers Valley High School, and I'll be attending the University of Pittsburgh. My favorite player is Kevin Durant.
My name is KK Asberry. I'm a point guard. I go to Como Park, and I'll be attending St. Peter's. And my favorite player is probably Paige.
My name is Jamia Carter out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Shadow Ridge High School. I play the point guard position. My favorite player is Maya Moore, and I'm undecided with school.
Hi, I'm Aaliyah Roberson from San Antonio, Texas. I go to Clark High School. I'm a power forward, and I'm undecided for my school right now, but my favorite player is Candace Parker.
Hi, I'm Christeen Iwuala. I am a center power forward. I go to Midway High School and I'm committed to UCLA, and my favorite player is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Hi, I'm Avery Kroenke. I'm a guard from Missouri. I go to Rockbridge High School and I'm going to the University of Missouri. My favorite player is Steph Curry.
Hi, my name is Kyla Abraham. I am a power forward, post center, I don't really know, and I go to Smithfield High School in Virginia. I'm attending Baylor next year, and my favorite player is Kevin Durant.
My name's Hannah Herzig. I'm a guard from Totino Grace High School. I'm going to Minnesota State Mankato, and my favorite player is Klay Thompson.
My name is Rodney Porter from Como Park Senior High School, point guard. I am attending Wisconsin next year, and my favorite player is Crystal Dangerfield.
My name's Cami Pepler. I play point guard. I go to Hortonville, and I'm attending the University of Milwaukee, and my favorite player is Ja Morant.
My name is Nevaeh Hughes. I go to White Bear Lake High School. I'm a forward. I'm committed to Rock Valley, Illinois, and my favorite player is Jalen Green.
Array Young, point guard, Laguna Creek High School, University of Tulsa, Ja Morant.
Hi, I'm Shelby Hayes. I'm a forward in the center. I go to Cedar Park High School in Texas. I'm going to Rice University, and my favorite player is Kevin Durant.
And that takes care of the introductions. And there is Dana Evans. We had a chance to speak with her yesterday. We'll share that interview throughout our coverage of today's games. Dana Evans, of course, winning a WNBA championship last year with the Chicago Sky, two-time ACC Player of the Year at Louisville.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite players to be able to come in with that small stature and make the impact that she made, not only on a Division I collegiate level, but also in the league. Hats off, and she's doing some really impactful things with our girls around sports right now.
In this field, we have 7 players in this year's ESPN W100 rankings from the senior class. We'll have a few more in our next game.
That's pretty impressive.
And none of the Minnesota players in this one were in that ESPN 100, but folks like Ronnie Porter might make the scouts rethink their priors, depending on what she does at Wisconsin.
Absolutely, and they're definitely in our top 100 here in the state of Minnesota.
So, Inspire will wear the black, Empowerment will wear the white, and we are underway. Ronnie Porter.
And out the gate doing what they do, Herzing with being a facilitator and Ronnie scoring.
Yeah, that was a nice Minnesota connection.
And those two, no strangers to each other. Como Park and Totino Grace played each other in the semifinals. There's Hannah Herzig, who kicked things up a notch. Totino Grace was an afterthought in 3A. Hannah took over, carried the load, and the Eagles won their first state title since 2008.
And you know, Hannah and Ronnie had an opportunity to play together over the summer in their AAU programs.
With FBC, and that's a traveling call. There's Azaria Jackson-Sherrod. She's one of the officials for today. And in case you're wondering, we are playing with 8-minute quarters, which several states use. We do 18-minute halves here in Minnesota. 8-minute quarters, no shot clock, but trust us, you won't need one. Herzig with another steal. Ronnie Porter can't catch up to it. I know she's fast, but
it's off season.
It is off season.
Well, not for Ronnie. Not where she's going. Made the announcement on Sunday. Here comes Team Empowerment. Empowerment coached by Brian Cosgrove, who won 6 state tournament titles at Hopkins.
And not to mention the one that he won at Providence as an assistant coach.
At Providence this year, that's right.
It's going to be amazing to see what he does with those girls.
Yeah, they're already kind of starting to look like the Hopkins squad a little bit.
Well, Madden Greenway is certainly fitting the bill.
It's going to be interesting to see where this young lady chooses to go for college.
Jamia Carter?
Yes.
From Shadow Ridge, and that is Christeen Iwuala, She is going to UCLA from Waco, Midway in Texas.
And she'll do good at UCLA. UCLA is struggling a bit right now, but they're getting the #1 recruit in Kiki Rice.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. They did a great job off season.
Anna Herzig with the putback. Herzig going to Minnesota State Mankato, the only D2 commit in the roster, in the field. But you know the saying, no matter where you go, it's a big deal.
She won't be there for long.
Well, she's going to have a solid program with Destiny Bursch and Janae Morton, one of the coaches there.
Yeah, and Mankato actually made it to the
NCAA D2 tournament, if I recall.
Yep. So they are on the up and up.
Well, if Hannah performs like she did to Tino Grace, look out for the Mavericks. It's 4-2. Empowerment looking for the leak out.
She's definitely been taking it into the lane, both of her possessions there. She's just not getting a call. Which will look a little different in a showcase game, right?
Yeah, it'll take some time for them to warm up a little bit and get used to each other.
Asberry for 3. Short. And it's picked up by Kyla Abraham. Herzig lost the dribble. Carter wins the scrum and draws the foul on Herzig. So Abraham to the line. Abraham.
I think it's Carter.
That's right, that is Carter.
We're going to need to note that because I've never had that opportunity.
I haven't seen 29 of these players before, folks, but I can tell you Jamia Carter had 3 30-point games in her senior season, 21.2 points per game out of Shadow Ridge in Las Vegas. And that makes it 4-4. Porter.
We never get to see KK playing defense on Ronnie.
They played on the same AAU team for the last couple of years. That's Shelby Hayes.
And Shelby did a great job sealing right there.
Porter already played in one All-Star game on Sunday, Crystal Flint's Triple Threat Showcase. Here is Ray Young out to Abraham. Goes across, no good. Christeen Iwuala on the leak out. Asberry, no, but floating it in is Iwuala.
Way to keep working at that.
Iwuala wasn't able to play varsity ball her senior year, but she did get over 1,000 points at Reagan before transferring.
Yeah, she looks like a true scorer. She's pushing the ball up every time. I think she'll get that soft touch off the glass.
I believe that was
soon.
Hayes on the putback for Team Inspire.
Yep.
I'm looking for Hayes to sit down in that paint a little more, too.
Shelby Hayes, a 2-time Class 5A state tournament champion out of Cedar Park in Texas.
Shelby Hayes is a bit of an advocate, too. I read where she organized some social services during Ice Storm.
She did when Texas was hit by that winter storm last year and took out power. She organized a clothing drive and gathered coloring books, word finds, and other activities as well to local nursing homes. And she did a letter writing campaign during the peak of the pandemic when people couldn't see each other.
Great job, Shelby.
So we get some line change subs. That was Bailey Maupin on the jumper.
And Aaliyah Roberson's in right now for Team Empowerment. So it's going to be interesting to see where she goes to next year. But also just to see what she's going to do on the floor right now.
Ronnie Porter can't get the runner to drop. Rebound, Taylor Henderson out of Winston-Salem.
It didn't take long.
Didn't take long for number 24, Aaliyah Roberson, to get on the board. Roberson, the younger sister of NBA veteran Andre Roberson.
Wow,
Ray
what a
Young
move.
with the take to the rim.
Now, before the game started, Miss Young was sitting on the side. She said, I'm locked in, I'm focused, I've already assessed the competition.
Porter was locked in too. She gets the steal and the dish to Avery Kroenke.
And I like how these teams are taking it to the basket. We're not seeing a lot of three-point shots going up.
We've got some excellent slashers in this field. Maupin lost the dribble, finds help, the kick out. There's the three. Bullseye. Taylor Henderson.
You know, we have quite a few girls that are coming in from the south, and one thing that we do in AAU is we try to get the girls in tournaments down south because the game is a lot quicker. So it's interesting to see these guards, you know, you mentioned going to the basket versus taking the three, which we traditionally see here.
We saw a lot of three-point shooting at the state tournament this year. Kroenke with the jumper, short. That is Ashton Judd, who got the rebound, brought it up. Maupin.
Nice
with
cut.
the dish, yes. Roberson again. Roberson, a basketball and volleyball athlete, 52% field goal shooter in her varsity career.
And I think she was Miss Basketball as well.
Nevaeh Hughes under duress. Hughes, what a way to go out in her senior season. Maupin, oh, one too many extra passes there, but she does, or I should say her team gets the recovery. Judd.
The refs haven't blown the whistle at all.
This is an all-star game. They're going to be a little more lenient. Here's Young, denied.
Young has a really quick first step. I think that the defense might have to give her a little space. She's quick.
Call that the blow-by.
Yeah, that's the blow-by move.
Ray Young out of Laguna Creek. There's Roberson again from Clark in Texas.
She's done some really heads-up plays. She's gotten out on the break, just in the right space at the right time.
Ereauna Hardaway missed the three. Look out. (13-8) is our score in the first quarter.
Great athleticism. I'd still be on the floor.
Empowerment leading Inspire. This is Cameron Pepler, Miss Basketball Wisconsin, who hits the step-back three.
And she has a little swag about her.
Yeah, she does.
I was watching her warm up, yeah.
13-11 now. Hardaway. Lost it. Cameron Pepler, 1,201 career points.
You know, Milwaukee's not an easy arena to play in, so snatch a Miss Basketball out of Milwaukee, that's pretty amazing.
Hardaway with the steal. Fast break, hesitation, and the layup for Ashton Judd. Ashton, Missouri Class 5 state tournament champion. Steal, but Hardaway can't save it.
Team empowerment has really picked up the defensive intensity.
Pepler, the bounce pass to Hughes for two. Nevaeh out of White Bear Lake reached the semifinals in Class 4A this year. Three on the way, buzzer beater for Taylor Henderson.
Taylor Henderson is a scorer.
2,030 career points. The NCSAA Division I champion and a member of the National Honor Society. NCSAA is National Christian Schools Athletic Association. But 2,030 points, she is going to UNC-Wilmington.
Yes, and I can see her. She's gonna try to put up a lot of points today, whether it be in the lane or it looks like now from outside the arc. And I think she can knock down the three with ease.
On spot too.
Yeah.
She put a couple deep pull-ups.
Right now, Team Empowerment leads Team Inspire 18-13. We want to thank the sponsors who made this event possible: Maranatha Christian Academy, Next Level Sports, Moolah Kicks, Buzzer, Twitter, Opulence Beauty, and the Jordan brand. Several of our athletes in this game are taking part in the Jordan Brand Classic. We also have a few McDonald's All-Americans who are coming over, so a lot of all-star accolades already. Ronnie, for example, has played in a game. Maya Naji played in the McDonald's All-American game. So some of these kids are already warmed up.
Pretty elite group here. This is a pretty amazing and elite group. I just think it's a great opportunity for the young ladies to be able to play under this umbrella today.
I think it's really cool that Maya Naji is here after she just came off probably a pretty heavy schedule with the McDonald's All-American.
Miss Basketball Minnesota will be announced next Saturday. But over here, Avery Kroenke hits another pull-up jumper. Averaged a double-double as a point guard.
And Avery's listed as number 74 in the ESPN rankings. I saw her warming up earlier, and she was just practicing that shot over and over and over again.
Hughes with the kick out to Porter. Those two know each other well. Ronnie Porter can't hit the three. Shelby Hayes with the rebound. Kroenke, another three. Not that time. Rebound is won by Christeen Iwuala. And stepping into the three was Henderson, but that's off the mark. And the rebound to Kyla Abraham. Abraham going to Baylor University. One of the perennials in Division I. She launches the three. KK Asberry. She's going to St. Peter's, where she hopes to perhaps put on an effort the way the men's team did this year in the tournament. And powering her way in for two is Iwuala. She's got 6.
She is a strong force down low, and same with Hayes. I think these two will battle pretty much all game.
Iwuala 49th in the ESPN W100 rankings.
Yeah, I want to see a switch. I want to see her and Hayes match up against each other underneath the paint.
Yep.
Porter, the runner. Ronnie's not feeling it today, and she's no stranger to this gym. Ronnie, remember, dropped 30 points earlier this season at this very facility. KK Asberry drops 3 for team empowerment. And they lead 23-15.
You could hear Christeen calling. She's like, I'm coming through the paint. KK's like, I got it.
Kroenke. Hacked. Avery Kroenke, the MBCA Class 6 Co-Player of the Year, going to Missouri next season, staying in state, over 1,000 points in her career.
She's a point guard, but she's got great size and really great strength when she's in the middle of the lane.
Well, she did average a double-double as a point guard.
And her confidence, you can see her confidence when, as soon as she catches the ball, she's thinking about that next move.
Converts 1 of 2. 23-16, although, as I like to say with all-star games, everything you see is made up and the points don't matter. It's a bit like whose line is it anyway? You want to get the win, but this is meant to be for fun. A celebration. Iwuala, oh my goodness! Speaking of celebrations.
The bounce on both of those, the assist and the play.
Yeah, she's got light feet for a forward.
She's got a touch too, as we just saw in that reverse. Abraham lost the handle. And that will be a foul. Christeen Iwuala didn't get to play this year because of transfer rules, but still on the ESPN W100 and going to UCLA. So even though she couldn't play varsity, that didn't diminish her potential in the eyes of Corey Close.
She's definitely in the gym, though.
Outlet pass, Herzig. Oh, Hayes couldn't hang on to it, but that's okay.
Hats off to Hayes for running the floor on that one.
Hayes, the 6'2 forward, and as we stated earlier, one of the most generous individuals with the charity drive she put together down in Texas. Porter, the skip. Kroenke for 3. Looks short, but nobody was there to box her out, so she'll pick up her own miss. Hayes is there. Again. Shelby Hayes going to Rice University in Houston.
I think she'll be really good at the next level. She rebounds, she boxes out, and she finishes.
Abraham with the rebound, 25-18. Empowerment looking to chip away at this deficit. Herzig can't hit the 3. It's Ronnie Porter who gets the rebound. All 5 feet 3 inches. She's done everything but score. Well, she does have one field goal. And a nice take to the rim by Taylor Henderson. Taylor and Iwuala both have 8 each for team empowerment. Team Inspired trailing by 9. Kroenke. Oh, nice laser to Hayes.
Great pass.
And Shelby draws the foul.
Yeah, she got caught on that pick there up top.
Hayes, a two-time Class 5A state tournament champion, and whatever happens to her at Rice, we speak a lot about NIL deals. With the community work she has put in already, I've got a feeling that's going to make her attractive to some potential NIL deals out there, knowing that she organized a letter writing campaign when people couldn't see their families. She helped her community out when the state suffered a power outage for an extended time. Those are things that speak to her charity, her giving. She doesn't make it about herself. That's great to see.
Absolutely. That was a great promo. We could start out her first ad with that, Mike.
Well, at Shelby, if you are looking for a publicist, hit me up. I'll send you my commission rates. I think she'll do fine. I think Rice will take care of things down there in Houston.
Here's Miss Jonesboro here.
Iwuala knocks down the baseline jumper. Christeen Iwuala, she's making herself at home.
UCLA is...
Say, how do you want it? Inside? You want it outside? You want a little defense?
UCLA is getting a good one in her.
Maupin draws the foul. Bailey Maupin. How about this for Miles? Not frequent flyer Miles, but she played AAU basketball in San Antonio, 9 hours from her home. But she is the 2022 Miss Basketball in Texas.
That's dedication. They don't make them like that anymore.
She went 33-0 in her senior season and won the Class 2A state championship for Gruver. She'll be going to Texas Tech next year.
Maupin just connected on those free throws. A couple of times down the court, we saw her get kind of outbodied. It was good to see her take it to the rack, and here she is again.
That's her first field goal, and it was set up by Aaliyah Roberson. So we've got Miss Basketball Wisconsin, Miss Basketball Texas in this field. You know this, well, maybe not specifically, but anytime you get Miss Basketball, I don't care what the state, that is a huge honor.
Absolutely. Yep.
Maupin, that's not Maupin, that's Judd. There's Maupin. To Roberson. Iwuala back out. 3 on the way. Yes!
Nice inside-outside game there.
Ashton Judd.
Make you think twice about doubling me.
36-20 is the score. Empowerment building their lead over Team Inspire. I have to double check because they don't have the ability to put the names on the board here at Maranatha. Roberson denied by Herzig. Hannah did a lot of that in the 3A state tournament this year. Young for 3. Yes!
Bottom of the net.
Yeah, that was great transition offense.
Young out of Laguna Creek, 10 double-doubles in her senior season. She's going to Tulsa next year. Hardaway. The rainbow shot doesn't drop. Young with the rebound. And that laser a little too fast. Well, we know Young's got some velocity.
Absolutely, and she was expecting her to cut into that basket and cut in. I think next time they'll connect on that.
And you have to remember, they had some warm-ups right before the game, but didn't really get an extended practice session. And we see this all the time with all-star games. It's different when you're mixing it up with players you've never seen before.
Right.
Ashton Judd gets a couple of cracks at it. Yeah.
So fun fact about LaToya.
Fun fact about you. LaToya is introducing a fun fact about herself.
Yes.
In the third person. Go ahead.
The ref that's reffing here, we work out together.
You mean his area?
No, the guy.
Oh.
We were sitting in the sauna talking about reffing this week. So I can't wait to have time to go talk to him. That's a fun fact.
Such a small
me.
world in the basketball community. But
I'd say that was more a fun fact about that official.
Oh yeah, it would be.
Now I know. Well, now I know who one of your sauna partners is. Well, okay. Well, you two, I take it, whenever you need to let off some steam, you coordinate it, right? 36-23, Empowerment still leading Inspire in the first of 2 games today at the Who's Next All-American Games. We last had this event in 2019. We didn't have any All-Star events last year or in 2020 due to the pandemic.
Oh, I knew she was going to do that.
Yeah, that's a mismatch right there.
And Judd will shoot 2.
Ronnie handles it so well. You could see her face as soon as she tried to walk her down into the paint. It's that look of not this again.
Yep, not this.
And that means free throws for Ashton Judd. The Missouri Class 5 state tournament champion out of West Plains. She and Kroenke will be future teammates. At Missouri, the Tigers in the SEC. Less than a minute to go.
I knew it.
Young to Herzig. Can't knock it down. Hardaway. Left that outlet pass a little soft.
Pepler was looking for the 3, which I think she takes a lot of.
Instead, she finds a cutting Young. Right idea, but nothing doing. Hardaway again. That was Pepler who knocks that away.
I think she could get that footing underneath her. That's going to be a highlight move there.
Yeah, the spin move is one of my favorite moves, but you have to have the right timing on it.
Yes.
Pepler, Miss Basketball Wisconsin, going to Milwaukee, who had a Miss Minnesota Basketball, Megan Wallstead, on their roster for the last few years. Roberson with the denial. 7 seconds. And another take to the rim. Oh, too strong. Iwuala can't finish. And that will bring the first half to an end. So a little bit of sloppiness at the end of the second quarter, but plenty of action nonetheless as Empowerment holds a 37-23 lead over Team Inspire. Christeen Iwuala with 10 points, Taylor Henderson with 8. They may not be from Minnesota, but they are making their presence felt here.
I was trying to lock in on what the announcer was saying. Sorry, you missed me.
They're doing a free throw contest. And while they put that together, we're going to take a quick break. LaToya had the chance to speak with Olanda England, one of the coaches in this game. We'll bring you that interview and then present the second half. In a moment, this is the Who's Next All-American Games at Maranatha Christian Academy.
I have with me today Coach Olanda England from the Como Park Cougars. Yolanda, this is your 5th year coaching with Como Park, your 2nd year as head coach. Congratulations on your 3rd place in the Minnesota State Championship this year. Congratulations. Yeah. So with the anniversary of Title IX upon us this summer, can you just explain to us why it's important that young ladies have an opportunity like the showcase that you're participating in today so they can showcase their talents and just have an equal and fair playing platform with the gentlemen?
Definitely to showcase their talents, just like the young men get to do every year. This is a great experience for all the girls, and also to see everybody around here, like broadcasters, commentators, coaches, knowing that basketball isn't it. There's other things that they could do outside of basketball as women or young ladies as well to be in the future. It's not always basketball either, but this is a great platform.
Absolutely. Basketball is a great resource. So with the hotbed that Minnesota has right now with all the players, we're fortunate that we have 4 players that come from the same team playing tonight. Hopkins has 2 players and Como Park has 2 players. But I think in total there are about 6 players from Minnesota that are represented in the showcase today. Can you explain to us from a coaching standpoint what it takes to produce 2 All-Americans out of one camp, the discipline, the collaboration, and the support that's needed?
First thing I would say with the 2 young ladies, Ronnie Porter and Kaylin Asberry, coming from Como Park, it's just the dedication that they put into the game, in the classroom, in their community. They work really hard. They've been playing together for a long time, and just the hard work they put in in the gym on their own, not even having to be told to get out there and work hard. This is what they wanted. They wanted to go to the next level, and they got their wish.
Hey, that's one thing that we keep hearing over and over this weekend is hard work and discipline. So we know that you have a lot of lineage in your household, right? And it's kind of hard to pick who's the best player. I know that that comes up a lot. But outside of the superstars that you're producing right now inside your own house, who's your favorite player?
Well, it's tough, but my favorite player is my oldest son, Ronell Porter. He's exciting. He plays for Dakota County Technical Community College, and every game it's exciting. He's a facilitator. He paved the way for the rest of my kids. Ronnie, of course, is my second favorite, my favorite shooter, but Ronell is the most entertaining.
And you know, I can vouch for Mr. Ronell. I've seen him at work. I got to watch him at Central High School when he was in high school, and he's also done some training for us. So if you haven't gotten a chance to check out Mr. Ronell, I'm sure you can Google him, and there's going to be some stuff online for him. So before we close out, can you give us one thing that no one would ever absolutely know about Coach Olanda?
I'm scared of the dark.
So now we know. Thank you. Good luck tonight. Yep. Yep.
When the high school season is over, TSP Television goes on the highlight trail. Our highlight reels provide you with a valuable resource for recruiters and a keepsake of your favorite athlete. To learn more about our highlight reel services, contact us at tsptelevision@gmail.com. Mic check, 1 2 1 1 2. Yep, okay. All right. Are you rolling? You rolling? Are you recording? Rolling. Okay. Ready? Well, Latoya, I know you enjoy catching up with your old buddy in Olanda, and we are getting ready to start the second half here. Ronnie Porter, only a couple of points. Struggling a little bit, but that's okay. She's getting some help from Avery Kroenke and Shelby Hayes, and for team empowerment, Christeen Iwuala and Taylor Henderson running the show. All in all, we're seeing a fast-paced game, but you wouldn't expect anything else when you put together a group of all-stars like this.
Oh yeah, and one thing we know about Ronnie, we've seen leads. You know, we can go back to the Como Park De La Salle section final. When it's time to score, she can score.
Ronnie Porter can step it up in the big games. The second half is underway.
And the one thing I like about these two groups is that they're actually playing defense. A lot of times in these showcases, you see really sloppy, lazy defense.
Well, it is worth noting some of these kids have yet to commit to a college, so they still have something to prove to the scouts in attendance. Cameron Pepler, she's got her college decision made up.
You know, Pepler has some great hands on her. She's dropped some nice dimes to folks that are in transition, so you got to keep your hands ready when she's at the point guard position.
But to your point, Rudy, I've seen that a lot. When the girls play all-star games, they take it a little more seriously than the men do, and that's not to say what the men do is showboating, but these young women, some of them want to get picked up by a college.
And Hayes is all over the boards.
A reminder, we'll have the second game if you're following along on our YouTube channel. That will be Team Equality and Team Justice. That's the feature game. A lot of McDonald's All-Americans, several Gatorade Players of the Year. That should be one heck of a showcase.
I feel like I should get autographs before we leave.
I feel like that too. And like some of them coming from the girls in Minnesota that I've been watching for the last 4 years.
Yeah, they're like family. It's like how many training sessions have we been in with them, watching them when they were little, coming up from Mayas to AAU, summer jams.
Camps.
Yeah.
This is the third quarter. 8-minute quarters. Hughes to Hayes. Well, no lack of strength with these ladies. Kroenke with the bucket. Hayes is a little strong, but I'll tell you what, even though some of these layups aren't going in, don't call any of these women soft.
Absolutely not.
Kroenke.
I think Hayes is feeling it. I think Hayes is feeling it right now. Should go back into her.
I agree. She's getting great position.
Here's Pepler. Out to Hughes. The baseline pull-up is good. And Nevaeh Hughes gave me a moment I'll never forget when she won the section final in 4-4A, beating Stillwater. In my 15 years covering high school hoops, she was the first woman to drop an F-bomb. But it was out of endearment to her fellow teammates. She said, I'm really proud of my effing team. And we're never going to let her forget about it now.
I was proud of her team, too. They made a really deep run.
Oh, Maupin couldn't close it out. But you know what? How about White Bear Lake and Roseville? No one expected them to make much noise at all, and they made it to the semis in 4A. Two teams that came out of nowhere.
Grit.
Long two does not drop for Taylor Henderson. 37-27, empowerment over Inspire.
Looking for that three. She's a shooter.
Three is short. Hayes. Is she going to go all the way? Not quite.
Hayes is making all the right reads. Her shot just isn't falling.
Maupin.
And she's both ends. I mean,
Both
she just took the shot, and now she's back down getting the rebound.
Yep.
And bringing the ball up in a true all-star fashion.
Kroenke hits the contested jumper.
That's her money maker for sure.
The 5'11 guard out of Rockbridge, Missouri. Here's
Step
Carter.
back.
Bullseye. That is her first field goal. Jamia Carter out of Shadow Ridge in Nevada. High low. And coming in for the block was Aislin Malcolm, but Nevaeh Hughes is there for the putback. Nevaeh Hughes, semifinalist, 3 20-point games as a senior. Her nickname was Shug when she was little because she would sing a song called Sugar on My Tongue at 2 years old.
Well, after her last interview.
She might need a little. You know what, though? She talked about all of
Knight.
the friends and family that she lost over the years that couldn't be with her in that section final. And every emotion you could think of was running through her. She was so happy. She was tearing up.
She has an amazing personality. When we were doing the pregame interviews, she just seemed so jovial and happy to be in this space.
Jamia Carter, I think she'll be jovial about knocking down her second triple.
Yep, you don't want to leave her
Nevaeh
open.
Hughes with the answer. 43-32. Empowerment on the run. Here's Carter. She's hacked by Rondog, I believe.
I think she underestimated Ronnie.
Rondog is the nickname that Nia Holloway gave her, and then it just kind of caught on.
Yeah, she's forever now Ron Dog.
And she'll be dogging it up at Wisconsin with Savannah White in the Big Ten. Here's Carter at the line. 5'7" guard. She's still looking for a college. So this is an opportunity for her as well. That goes back to the intensity you see some of these young women bring.
Yeah, and she's looking to take over right now. She's came down and taken the last 3 shots.
Yep, and in that first half, she took a lot of contact and she didn't get any calls, so she switched it up. She's now shooting. Attribute of a smart player, making the adjustment.
Erzig turns it over. Here is Ereauna Hardaway out of Jonesboro.
Nice Hezo.
Judd for 3, short. Abraham with the rebound.
I was going to say, if you don't step up, that could be a problem.
As you noted, Ronnie Porter, she stepped up in the big games this year for Como Park. One of 3 players with over 2,000 points. But it's empowerment on the run, and it's Carter again. She's up to 12.
As a coach, I love to see transition where the ball doesn't touch the floor. Oh.
You know this, Latoya and Rudy. You can move the ball much more quickly by passing than dribbling.
Yes. And here we go again.
Yeah, here's Carter again. Heat check.
That was a heat check, wasn't it? Hayes with the rebound. Porter stuck at 2 points. But you can't keep her down for long. Ronnie Porter will find a way to get involved, as we saw plenty of times this year, Latoya, including that epic game against Minneapolis Academy.
But Ronnie knew not to go too deep against Christeen.
That's Ereauna Hardaway who gets on the board, the 5A state tournament champion. going to North Texas.
I was teasing
Porter.
her. I was teasing her earlier because she's from Arkansas. I think the temperature there is probably in about the mid-60s or 70s. And we had snow the first day they got here. If it gets too rough, I might have an extra jacket in my car for her.
Yeah, I was going to say, it might be a little bit of a shock for a few of these girls.
Especially the kids coming from Texas, Arkansas, the southern states, or California. They haven't been used to 20, 30-degree weather.
There's something about the South, though. They always want to see snow, so I really hope they got to see some snow.
I think for the part of Hayes and Iwuala, some of the Texas players here, I think they want to be done with snow after what happened last year.
Good point.
That's trauma for them.
I was going to say they probably saw more than enough snow. Carter to Judd.
And they're dancing with these passes tonight. I'm so impressed.
Judd with the fadeaway. Young. Pulls up. Swish.
Sweet spot. We've seen another Minnesota great do that too. Paige, get around that pick at the top and find that sweet spot. It's lights out at that point.
Well, these kids will probably see Paige pull off that move once or twice tonight. Everyone who's participating in this game will be attending the Women's Final Four.
And going off about Paige, I always tell the young kids, establish a mid-range game. It's so hard to guard.
Especially with how the game has migrated to layups and three-pointers. Those are the most valuable shots in terms of efficiency. But if you can get that mid-range jumper down, because everyone is gunning for those layups and three-pointers, Ronnie Porter with an example of that. If you have that mid-range element, most defenses aren't designed to scheme against it these days.
It also looks like Avery Kroenke is a mid-range star.
Let's talk about
3-second call.
Let's talk about these all-star coaches here.
Yes.
Alonda England and Brian Cosgriff.
Ryan is sitting there with his legs crossed. Not a worry in the world.
Well,
he's been in this game for 20-plus years.
Ray Young for three. Won a bunch of titles at Hopkins. Alonda England has hung around this game. And for Brian, he's taking more of a back seat now. But he doesn't mind it. He and I caught up a little bit yesterday. He's got plenty of stories to share. Ronnie Porter pulls up, gets the friendly bounce. I think Ronnie Porter's warming up. She's up to 8.
She likes that second half of the game.
She heats up at that second half, doesn't she? Doesn't have the numbers, but she does find Kroenke for 2.
And, with this being an all-star game, I would like to see them just stop the game so she could tie her shoe. We have a UCLA recruit.
Oh, my goodness. Well, tie your shoes. Tip your hat.
Someone needs to sign Carter right now.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't think
42.
I don't think she appreciates those no contact, those calls where she didn't get calls right there. So
yeah.
Carter up to 15 with that three-pointer. It's the end of the third quarter, and a quick reminder, this event is brought to you in part by support from Maranatha Christian Academy, Next Level Sports, Moolah Kicks, Buzzer, Twitter, Opulence Beauty, and Jordan Brand. Jamia Carter, you could say, was taking it personally. That last three puts her up to 15. Hey, she averaged over 20 a game in her senior season, so she's no stranger to scoring in bunches.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about some of the schools that she's looking at and that are looking at her. And I won't leak anything, but I definitely see that her future coach is in the house. So I'm hoping that her coach sees something that she likes, and we'll get to see her next year.
52-42, and Carter showing up. She's up to 15. Iwuala still has 10. Henderson with 8. But Ronnie Porter, you said, the second half is her strong half. More than once, she has come up clutch. The Minneapolis Academy game, the embodiment of what Ronnie brings in value.
It's almost like a setup, right?
Right. She lulls you to sleep with that first half and then kicks it up another notch. Here is Henderson. She's fouled and she'll shoot 2.
before the game's over, I did want to bring up the kicks that the girls are wearing. I think me and Latoya were talking about it before the game, and looking from up in the stands, the shoes are really cool.
They're so dope. That was the first thing I recognized when I came in yesterday. And Moolah Kicks, they sponsored these young ladies. It's a shoe created for girls by girls, and it's just amazing. A lot of our young ladies have to wear men's sneakers or kids sneakers, and so this is the first brand that was made for women by women. So hats off to Moolah Kicks.
To your point, it can be harder, especially for some of the taller women. I checked the field as Ronnie Porter checks in a three-pointer.
Game on.
These women, they range in height from 5'3" to 6'6", and their shoe size goes from 7 to 15.5 in women. So for the women who are on the upper end of that scale, having a shoe designed for them, that's a big deal.
I hope I can get my hands on a pair of these shoes. Till this day, I still wear men's shoes for basketball.
Yeah, you can find them at Dick's Sporting Goods.
I'm sure Moolah Kicks and Dick's will enjoy that plug. It's 54-45, by the way. And Kroenke, that mid-range game is money. She reminds me of Candice Dupree.
Yeah, you know, like I said, pre-game, that's what she was working on. She's just over and over, even sometimes without the ball. So I kind of expected that to be her jam.
Asberry on Porter. Ronnie Porter with the block.
It's a family thing.
Yeah, on her own teammate.
Varsity teammates for 5 years. Porter.
Ronnie makes it look so easy.
Ronnie Porter up to 13. Living up to her Ron Dog nickname. And I'm sure Nevaeh Holloway, one of her close friends, is cheering her on. Ashton Judd with the take to the rim. She's up to 9, 56-49.
I think the pace is going to pick up a little bit because none of these girls want to lose.
I mean, when you look at their credentials, none of them are used to losing. It's a totally different feeling. Yeah.
Aislin Malcolm knocks down the long two. 1,766 career points. She is attending Pittsburgh University, all-time leading scorer at Chartiers Valley in Pennsylvania.
Definitely all superstars on the floor tonight.
Even if you're not in the ESPN W100, you're right. These are clutch playmakers all around. 5:33 left in the fourth quarter. Malcolm, not only is she the all-time leading scorer, she also holds the record for career three-point field goals. She hit 83 of them in her senior season at Chartiers Valley.
That's pretty dope.
Jordan Zubich set the state record here with over 130, so I have a feeling Zubich might find a way in this game when she is a senior. This time Malcolm plays facilitator. Hughes with the rebound.
And Nevaeh owning the boards there.
Doing that a long time at White Bear Lake. Abraham there as the trailer. And Abraham gets on the board. As we noted, Abraham going to Baylor University. Hughes with another rebound. Let's see what Ronnie does.
I was going to say, she's going to do something.
We'll try to hook up with Abraham there. Abraham, get this. She started her varsity career in Florida, transferred to Smithfield. Smithfield, they canceled the 2020-2021 season because of low numbers. Abraham comes in as a senior, 18 points, 13 rebounds a game. But Ashton Judd doesn't care one bit about that. The Missouri Class 5 state tournament champion makes it a 9-point game.
Talk about staying focused, right? All the way to the rack.
Well, she's used to it. Again, she's a state tournament champion from Missouri. Ronnie Porter. Speaking of focus, Porter with 13 second-half points. Here comes Maupin. Pulls up. Yes.
Here we go. It's about to go back and forth for the next 4 minutes.
62-53. Don't tell these kids the points don't matter.
And still, Coach Brian is like, my blood pressure will not rise today.
Well, there's nothing at stake today. No state tournament on the line for him. He's been in pressure situations. Same with Olanda. Judd with the pick.
Judd's not playing around.
Yeah. Ooh, and she
Judd
got
has
fouled
picked up
with
this
the
second half.
tandem of Hughes and Porter trying to stop her. Ashton Judd from West Plains, Missouri, the 5'11 forward. She's got 11 points.
Those are those 11 quiet points, you know, just kind of snuck in on you.
Well, Carter got 15, and Iwuala made some noise early in this game.
I love players like Judd. When you watch the game and then you go to the stat sheet and she's blown up the points, rebounds, assists.
Judd knocks down the front end.
And she connects on that second one there.
And the back end. Porter.
Ronnie makes this a sport.
Hayes. 3.5 to go in the fourth, 64-53. Porter to Kroenke. Once again, the mid-range game.
In that sweet spot again.
I'm going to give Hayes a point for that because she worked really hard on that possession.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a 9-point game. Hughes shakes off her coverage and makes it a 7-point game.
You can hear all the guards outside yelling for the coach. She's like, I got this.
It's like, I'm 2 feet in
I got this. 10 toes down, Nevaeh.
On the other end, Aaliyah Roberson says, I got this.
Great move. Great move. She had to get past one defender, and it was all hers.
She's also undecided.
And the ref's like, yeah, I've seen that before, Ronnie. Right. You're okay.
She's not new to these refs.
Oh, that was a nice move.
Good move.
She's getting to the rack every time. She's getting there. She's
got to finish.
Inspire trying to work their way back. Young missing the three.
And there's Carter again.
It's been about a 10-point game throughout the second half. Hardaway had to clutch. That cost her, but Roberson is there for the recovery.
You know, that's what happens when you run the floor with your teammates on that transition. Give them options.
Porter tried to find Avery Kroenke. Instead, we're going the other way. And 3-ball corner pocket for team empowerment.
Just like that, they've stretched that lead again.
14 points, 71-57.
Yeah, that was a big three.
Ooh, that was great footwork, body control.
Absolutely. Having a tough time. They only have numbers on the back, so.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
I'm trying to see who got that last bucket.
Kroenke.
For empowerment.
Okay.
Iwuala goes up no good, and there's Young. She pulls up, can't get the bounce. And the rebound. Okay, that was Henderson. Yeah. She was the one who got the three. And she could add two more, but Ray Young has other ideas.
Guard on guard.
Yeah, that was great defense.
Yes.
So we've got under a minute, and it looks like Empowerment will pick up the win here. But what a game. Avery Kroenke 17, Ronnie Porter 15, Carter 15, Henderson 13, Ashton Judd 13.
Ryan Cosgrove literally wins at every single level.
It's not fair.
All-Star games. He could probably beat me at Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, yeah.
Abraham with the long two. 35 seconds. Hardaway. Abraham with the denial. That will stop the clock with 31.8.
I want to see Black come down and score quickly. on this one.
Like right there.
Yep. There's someone who can knock it in. Oh, tried to find a cutting Young.
And they're out.
Yep,
Anderson with the steal, pulls up.
Oh,
no,
good
fakes
pass.
the 3 to Roberson. How about that trick play?
She gonna pull it.
Young tried to hook up with Abraham, couldn't do so.
That bounce pass on the pick and roll was so nice.
How about a half-court buzzer beater? Taylor Henderson with 16. Have a day.
That was beautiful.
That was.
What a way to end it.
I love to see that.
Hey, it's an all-star game. Have fun. Go for that buzzer beater. Go for that dagger. Henderson knocks it down. Empowerment wins 76-61 over Inspire. But what a fun first game. I can't wait for game number 2.
Yes.
So that concludes game 1. We'll try to get a quick post-game chat with some of the players, and then we'll be back for game number 2. You're watching the Who's Next All-American Games at Maranatha Christian Academy. And joining me after a high-flying showcase in Empowerment versus Inspire, Avery Kroenke and Taylor Henderson. Avery, we'll start with you, 17 points. But what impressed us the most, your mid-range game. A lot of players, they go for the 3, they go for layups. You work on that mid-range game and it shows. How confident were you feeling in your mid-range jumper today?
That's definitely my go-to shot. I work a lot on it. It works well because when I have shorter guards on me, I can use my height as an advantage, and it's one of my favorite places to shoot.
And you'll be going to Missouri next year. You had a distinguished career in your high school. What does it mean to be a part in this event and get an opportunity to showcase your mid-range game among other skills to the Final Four crowd?
I was super excited to get invited to this. You know, you're getting to play against some of the best players in the country, and getting to experience this atmosphere is really cool, along with the Final Four, because that's a place all of us aspire to be someday. So it's a really great event.
Taylor, are you aspiring to knock down a buzzer beater at one of those games when you go to college?
Of course, that's always a goal.
So, time winding down, maybe in a regular game you would pull back and call it a day. You decide, you know what, I'm going to go for that half-court shot. How excited were you to knock it in?
I was very excited. I just was like, I'm open, so I'm going to shoot it with 3 seconds.
Well, we know you can knock down buzzer beaters, so if anyone wants to place bets for the half-court shot to end practice, Taylor Henderson would be a good choice. How excited were you when you got the call to say, hey, would you like to come play in this All-American game?
I was really excited because I'm not really going to a Power 5 like most, but it was a good place where I could showcase my talent against good players like her.
And for the two of you, what have you enjoyed most about the festivities here? You got to go to MOA, you've got to see a little bit of the Twin Cities, you get to hang out with some of the best in the country. What do you enjoy most about this experience?
I really enjoyed getting to meet and see new girls. You know, not all of us play on like the same travel circuit, and not all of us play in the same state, so it's really cool to interact with other people and see other people's games, because there's a ton of really good players here.
Same here. I just met a lot of people. It's a good environment here in the gym right now, playing against really good people. I've never been to Minnesota before, so that was a great experience as well, just meeting new people, playing against good players, and that's it.
Taylor, if I'm correct, you're going to Wilmington next year, so we've got a couple of D1s among us. What are you most excited about in that transition, and what advice would you have to the younger players who might be watching and hope to emulate either that mid-range game or that half-court proficiency of yours?
I'm super excited to go to Mizzou. It's been my dream ever since I was little, being a Mizzou fan. The coaches there are incredible. So I'm just excited to get to play in the SEC and, hopefully get a chance to go to Final Four. And my advice to younger kids would just be work really hard and enjoy all the moments, because 4 years goes by really, really fast.
Same here. I'm excited to go to Wilmington because I'm going to be an impact player there, so I know I can make a difference changing the program. And for the younger kids, just stay focused and have fun, because once you have fun, it's nothing after that.
Before you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Hi to anyone who knows me watching at home.
Hey to my family, I love you.
Avery Kroenke and Taylor Henderson, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for gracing us with your presence, and good luck as you transition to Division I. I hope you saved a few points for your college experience, because I think your coaches will be looking for some.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
That's Avery Kroenke and Taylor Henderson. That wraps up our coverage from Game 1. Stick around for Game 2, Equality versus Justice. You're watching the Who's Next All-American Games.